Hey guys, and welcome back. So today I'm doing another client tutorial. This is my beautiful client Pasha, and I am starting out by moisturizing her face with the Pond's 24-hour moisturizer, and I primed her face and her eyebrows with the Makeup Forever Step 1 mattifying primer. Now to fill in her brows, I'm using the Kiss Professional's Top Brow Pencil in the shade Deep Dark Brown. So I just wanted to give a little disclaimer. My smoke alarm just started doing that annoying beep, so you will hear it in the background. I apologize in advance, but yeah. To carve out her brows, I'm going in with the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in the shade NT45, and I'm using the Morphe M224 brush. To buff out the concealer, I'm using the Morphe E15 brush. I brought that concealer all the way down on the eyelid to act as an eyeshadow base. Before a little extra coverage and to make the eyeshadows pop a little more, I'm going in with a white base from NYX. To buff out that white base, I'm using the Morphe R32 brush. For the brow bone highlight, I'm going in with the Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlighter in the shade Crown of My Canopy. So the first shadow that I'm applying is coming from the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette, and it's the shade Buns. And I am applying it kind of as a transition color as well as a crease color for this look. And I'm using an e.l.f. fluffy blending brush to blend it out. Next, I'm applying a tan shade from the Morphe 35V palette, and I'm using that shade to kind of act as a transition for the shade Buns that I first applied, and I'm using a Morphe M330 to apply it. Going back into the Jaclyn Hill palette, I'm now using a darker brown shade, almost a chocolate brown shade, and the shade name is Chip. Now I'm going in with the deepest brown shade in the Huda Beauty Smoky Obsessions palette, and I'm using a fluffy eyeshadow brush from e.l.f. to apply it. Now I'm going to go back in with the previous brown shade that I applied from the Jaclyn Hill palette, which was the shade Chip, and I'm going to use a little bit of that on my brush to just blend out those additional colors that I've added since that. For the lower lid, I'm going to apply a rose gold shimmer shade from the Morphe 35V palette, and I'm using a flat eyeshadow brush from BH Cosmetics to apply it. I'm keeping that rose gold shade kind of in the center of the eye, and then I'm going to go into a champagne gold shade from the Morphe 35V palette as well, and I'm going to place that on the inner corner of the eye and just kind of bring it over to me and connect with the rose gold shade. Off camera, I applied some of the clear Super Strong Hold eyelash glue from Eye Envy, and on top of that glue, I'm going to place a rose gold glitter mix that I made. I just took a bunch of different gold and rose gold as well as dark brown glitters that I had. Some of them were finely milled, some of them were chunky, and I just kind of mixed them together, and I also mixed in a clear iridescent chunky glitter, and that created my rose gold mix. For foundation, on the perimeter of her face, I went in with the Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 Foundation and Concealer in the shade number 14, Golden Toffee. I just applied that to the outer areas of her face and around her hairline. And on the center of her face, I went in with the MAC Studio Fix Fluid Foundation in the shade NC50. Once those two foundations are blended in together, I'm going to go in with the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in the shade NC45, and I'm just going to apply it right up under the eye and a little bit to the nose, the forehead, the chin, and above the lip. To blend out the concealer, I'm going to go in with the Morphe M536 brush. Here lately, this has really been like my favorite brush to blend out the highlight concealer with. It just really gives that nice airbrush look once you're finished. I love it. And then after I blend that concealer out, I'm going to go in with the brush that I use to buff out the foundation and just kind of go over the areas that I put the concealer on, or the edge of the concealer areas, just so that I can make sure that everything is blended seamlessly. The foundation and the concealer kind of flow into one. To set the concealer under the eye, I'm going in with my Airspun translucent powder, and I'm using a domed powder brush from Morphe. I don't have the brush number because this particular brush of mine is extremely used and worn and loved, so the number is no longer on the brush, but if I'm not mistaken, it's a domed powder brush. To start warming up the face a little bit, I'm going in with my MAC Studio Fix powder in the shade NW45, and I'm applying it on the cheekbones as well as the hairline. And then to set the rest of the face, I'm going in with my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Natural in the shade Dark Deepest, and I'll be putting that under the cheekbone, and around the other areas of the face that were not set with the translucent powder. To add a little more of a bronzed look to the skin, I'm going in with the Black Radiance Pressed Powder in the shade Ebony. It's a bit deep, so I'm using a light hand to apply it to the face. And the brush that I'm using to apply it is the Morphe E53 brush. To contour the face, I'm going into the shade Kenya from the Nubian Tube by Juvia's Place eyeshadow palette, and I'm using that brown shade Kenya to contour under the cheekbones and around the hairline. I'm also lightly using that shade to carve out the nose. For highlighter today, I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlighter in the shade Crown of My Canopy. That's also the highlighter that I used on the brow bone. To apply that highlighter to the tops of the cheekbone as well as the temples, I'm going to use that domed powder brush from Morphe. For blush, I'm going into the Zulu by Juvia's Place palette, and I'm using that orange-brown shade mixed with the pink shade at the bottom, and I'm applying it to the apples of the cheeks. Again, you can use eyeshadows for different things other than for the eyes. The brush that I'm using to apply the eyeshadow is the Morphe E53 brush. For lashes, I'm using some 25mm lashes that I ordered off of Amazon. They are fierce, but when I tell you they set a look off, they set a look off. And the glue that I'm using to apply the lashes is the clear Super Stronghold eyelash glue from iEnvy. To line the lips, I'm going in with the NYX lip liner in the shade Club Hopper, and then I'm going to apply a butter gloss from NYX as well in the shade Madeline. And then on top of that butter gloss, I'm going to go in with the Victoria's Secret lip gloss in the shade Guava Voom. For the lower lash line, I'm going back into the Nubian Tube palette by Juvia's Place, and I'm using the shade Kenya, which is the shade that I also use to contour the face with, and I'm just applying that brown shade on the lower lash line. To blend the natural lashes and the false lashes, I'm going in with the IT Cosmetics Superhero Mascara in the shade Super Black. And that's just going to help to make sure that you can't see the difference between the natural lash and the strip lash. To highlight the tear duct, I'm going in with the loose highlighter from Juvia's Place in the shade Nefertiti, and I'm using the Morphe M326 brush to apply it. And then I'm gonna give her a spritz of my Fix Plus spray, and that's gonna be it for the look. Her dress is rose gold, as you can see, and so I think the look really complimented her dress. She was going to a military ball, and I think it was perfect. That's pretty much it for this video. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, comment, like, subscribe to my channel, share the video, and just help me continue to grow. I'll see you guys in the next video.